Yeah. There's another, she's walking in right now, 40 Women to Watch. Or she just got nominated for 40 Women to Watch too.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, Jamie McGrath. So her and her sister opened up I'll Meet You There in the Czech Village, which is a cute little spot that's like a bookstore, coffee shop. And we're doing all the pastries for them.
Oh, wow.
So we make all their pastries. Yeah. So we just took that on July 1st. And that's been crazy, but good. It's a good crazy. So.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, my
It was good conversation.
Oh, we're just chatting. Love it. Love it. No, we know all kinds of, all kinds of women in the industry. And like the hotel at Kirkwood has some really powerful ladies running the show, which is cool. So yeah. We know a lot.
So, like, how did you guys all end up becoming so successful? Because it seems like all of you are.
Well, our cinnamon rolls were the catalyst, I think. But we opened during COVID, and it was October of 2020, and we didn't really know. Like like everybody, we're like, you got to keep following your dreams. You can't just stop because you don't know what's going to happen in the world, right? So we opened in October 2020. We were a month behind because of derecho. So we're supposed to open in September, and then that happened. And then when we opened up, we had a line out the door, and we were like, what's happening? We were not expecting it. It was great. It was flattering. It was humbling. And we were line out the door for 2 weeks. We had 7 employees at that time. So then after 2 weeks, 5 of us got COVID. So we made the decision to shut the doors for a week. A few tears on Zoom calls, and like, what are we going to do? And my former business partner at the time, this was her first time in the industry. And I just said, we just got to regroup. We got to regroup, got to look at this as maybe a blessing and figure it out. And so we changed our hours, decided we needed to hire more staff, started to streamline a few things, and it had to evolve at that point. And so, and then they've just kept coming, which is awesome. And then we did like farmers markets to get our name out, and we were selling cinnamon rolls and our breakfast sandwich at the farmers market. And those two, I think, are really the catalysts that really were like, oh, they're cinnamon rolls. We got to keep coming back. Yeah. And then they started like, oh, we have coffee, and they have, salads they make all their dressings from scratch. And I think people appreciate that. So, and it's kind of become a neighborhood spot too. So, which is great.
Yeah. So. See, with the cinnamon rolls, when I had Jamie's interview, she gave me one. Yeah. And I watched them make it. Oh yeah. Right. Yeah. In front of me, and it was like a crazy experience because I've never watched a cinnamon roll be made. Yeah. And I just never knew that you can literally put the cinnamon. I thought all cinnamon rolls just came pre-made. That was just what I thought. Well, ours take 3 days to make, actually. So we make the dough one day, let it rest in the refrigerator, roll it the next day then we make a cinnamon butter, like goes on the inside, the filling, and then do that the next day, cut them, and then bake them the third day. Sheesh. So yeah, it's a process. How does everybody on the staff feel about that? I mean, they're just used to it. This is what we do, right? So within a week, like on the weekends, on a Saturday, we'll sell 8 dozen just cinnamon rolls. Oh, wow. So people always ask the question, why don't you just make more cinnamon rolls? Well, I only have so much staff. I only have so much space. It's a little bit like Tetris in our kitchen because it's so small. Like when we get a truck in, we got to move this, we got to do this. And we have other things we have to make. So, and our other stuff is really good too. Sometimes you have to coach people like, hey, well, maybe you should try this today. Yeah. So yeah, but it's good. So aside from the cinnamon rolls, what would you push your customer towards? Well, our breakfast sandwich, the standard, we make really any of our sandwiches because we make all of our breads from scratch.
The BLT is probably the most popular, like lunch sandwich. It's just a classic. But I'm half Cuban, so I always say if you haven't tried a medianoche, you should do that, which is a Cuban sandwich on a sweetbread. I grew up having those versus just a standard Cuban sandwich because I liked the sweetbread. So those would be the ones that I push towards, I think. And then our salads, we rotate our salads every season. But the Mediterranean chickpea salad has been on the menu. I think we might have riots for some of our lunch goers if we took that one off the menu because it's a solid salad. So it's good stuff.
That sounds good. So in your past, I saw that you worked at Kirkwood. What was that like?
Great. I mean, Kirkwood really shaped me into who I am. And so I owe a lot to Kirkwood. I went to school there right out of high school, not knowing what I wanted to do. And my dad was like, you need to figure it out. You need to just go and then maybe you'll figure it out. And I thought I was going to be an optometrist. And then I took a anatomy and physiology class and I was like, nope, I'm out. Not for me. So I decided, I was working at Hy-Vee at the time. I decided to switch and just left school and worked at Hy-Vee, started doing caterings, and I fell in love with it. And so that kind of just led me into, I want to go to Kirkwood. And so went to Kirkwood for culinary and absolutely loved it. And I was not a great student initially, but then as soon as I found something that I loved, I was like all in.
On top of everything.
So, and never really looked back actually. So, and then just made contacts at Kirkwood and then started teaching part-time, led to full-time. And I was fairly young. I was 26 when I became a full-time instructor there.
Oh, wow.
And then we were getting ready to build the hotel. And one of the instructors that I worked with closely, who was going to be the GM of the hotel, said, Mel, I think you need to apply for the executive chef. And I'm like, I've never been an executive chef. And he's like, you can do it. And so then I made the switch from teaching to operations side and was the executive chef when we opened the hotel, which that experience alone, first of all, I helped kind of build the curriculum when I was on the education side for when we were going into this new building. That was an experience. And then switching to operations and actually being able to like talk to the vendors. This is, how much space you need between the drain and the, the pipe and all the things that I started to learn. And I was like, wow, okay. I mean, priceless really was that experience. And then became the food and beverage director after that. Oh, wow. Was the first one for the hotel at Kirkwood. And then I got married and had 2 stepdaughters that I was missing a lot of stuff. Soccer tournaments and all the things, and decided, you know what, I need to go back to teaching, better work-life balance. And so I did that. And then it led me to here. So led me to Feedwell. So.
Is there any students from Kirkwood that are employed here?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. My general manager was a graduate, and I never had her in class, but as the food and beverage director, she was over the cafe, which is like the cafe for students. And so she was doing pastries there. Then she became the pastry chef at the hotel. And so then when COVID happened, she transitions and came on with us. But so I have her, our assistant managers from a Kirkwood graduate. One of our bakers is a Kirkwood graduate. I have 3 current students. Actually, no. 4 current Kirkwood students working for us. And 2 that are starting Kirkwood, I think. That's how it shakes out. But 3 are in the culinary program.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, and I'm going back to teaching, crazy enough. I'm going to teach 1 class this fall. So I'm going back to teach hospitality accounting. And 3 of my employees are going to be my students in that class. So, yeah.
Wonder how that's going to be.
It's going to be fun. They're like, I think they're worried because they think I'm going to be harder on them than I'm on everybody else. But
are they wrong?
Maybe not, because I mean, just because I know them, so I know what they're capable of, right? So, but I don't think so. I think I'm not hard. I'm just fair.
So how do you feel it'll take getting corrected in the classroom rather than at work?
Getting corrected in the classroom? You know what happens. What are you going to do? I mean, you're writing something, you misspell something. It's going to happen. It's fine. We can all, everybody makes mistakes,
I
right?
can just see it. You're not my boss.
Let's hope that doesn't happen. Yeah.
Well, you're going to be teaching hospitality accounting.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you use here to track all your numbers, like spreadsheets or?
Oh, well, spreadsheets, QuickBooks. I mean, I'm on QuickBooks a lot. And then our point of sale system really tracks so much. So
I don't like those machines.
The point of sale?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I kind of tell everybody, if you can run a smartphone, you can run our point of sale. It's Square. It's fairly easy. It's Square for restaurants. So it's specific to the restaurant, but I think it's fairly easy to run. I like the reports it gives us. So I think between Square and QuickBooks, those are probably the two things that I use the most. A good friend of mine gave me a spreadsheet from an old job she had, and we kind of do that real time. We put in our invoices and things like that, just so our managers can track where food cost is in real time. That's just a little bit easier because it's just an Excel spreadsheet. We can just plug in numbers really fast, and all the formulas are in, and we don't have to worry about it. Okay. So, yeah.
Compared to 2020, right? Mm-hmm. What is your food cost looking like?
I mean, it's steady. You just have to make the adjustments because that's why you're always keeping track of it, because that's, other than labor, which is our highest expense right now. That's a controllable, and you have to be able to figure it out right away. If there's an issue, then you have to figure out where the problem's coming from, and you can't wait until the next month to go, oh, well, our food costs were this, and that's not okay. Mm-hmm. What happened? And that's one of the things I talked with my students about in that hospitality accounting class, is as an owner, as an operator, you need to know those things sooner rather than later so that you can make the appropriate adjustments and fix it.
Yeah. So I ask these questions because I want to educate my audience as much as I can.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Every aspect of restaurant life.
Right.
We're not on here just to talk menus.
Right. Right.
I want the full story. I want the whole story.
Yeah. You want the down and dirty, right?
Yep.
Yeah. It's not, I mean, I'm lucky right now that I've been able to kind of step away from, I'm here typically daily, and even if it's just for a few hours, but there was weeks where at the beginning it was 60, 70, sometimes 80 hours a week, especially during the holidays. I mean, the holidays, we sell a lot of pies. We sell a lot of rolls. We do all the things. And, but now I've been able to train, and people have been here long enough, and people have started to take a little more ownership, and hey, like, I'm a part of something really cool. Mm-hmm. And so, but that's what I spend a lot of my time with is big picture stuff, is back office, and trying to figure out, okay, scheduling and food costs, and trying to use some local food and stuff like that. And I'm okay with spending a little bit more if I know that it's local, because I think people appreciate that.
Nice.
So we've been able to keep it. There's been some spikes, especially with things like butter went up crazy.
I saw that
a few years ago, and then eggs went bonkers, and usually they kind of flatten out. But at one point, we were paying like $90 a case for eggs when we opened it was $15.
Yep.
That's a huge swing.
Jump.
So you just have to make the adjustments. Yeah.
So being on the side of operations, don't want to quarter into the wishing well here.
Okay.
If you were able to get all that time back that you spent on the back office stuff, what would you do with it?
Oh, geez. That's a tough question.
Because I'd imagine it's a lot of time.
It is a lot of time. I don't know. Time back is one thing, but one thing that I wish that, or one lesson that I learned, I guess maybe I should say that, is that I shouldn't try to be everything to everybody. And so what has happened is we've created some things that everybody just loves, right? And instead of just kind of narrowing the lane a little bit and saying, let's stay here, we're able to do all these things. And I think maybe if I were to go back, I would say like, hey, let's just concentrate on this. I think we were so worried at the beginning of just saying yes to everything because we wanted the business and all that. But it's okay to say no every once in a while, right? I think maybe that was a lesson learned, is you can't be everything to everybody.
Yeah,
and so even if it's just menu items or, special items that you might be doing, I think you got to remember that. Does it make business sense? Yeah.
So another question I have for you. So is you selling out so frequently like just normal, or is that just a 2026 thing?
No, that's normal. That's normal. We sell out. I mean, there's days, there used to be more days where we might have like, I don't know, a few things left over, and then we would take, or maybe it was a lot of things actually, but we would take them to a food bank, or we would take them to like the firefighters are just right across, around the corner. So we'd take them to them and like enjoy some pastries on us kind of thing. But for the most part, we run out. And I think that's a good thing because people know, hey, I got to get here early. If I want the one thing that I want, if I want the cinnamon roll, if I want the pecan roll, I got to get here early to do it. We can't, going back to the conversation about people ask, like, why don't you just make more? Well, that's not as easy as you think, right? The cinnamon rolls take 3 days to make. We only have so much space. We only have so much staff. So
knowing that you close at 2 p.m., have you ever thought about extending your hours to maximize revenue?
So we actually started with, when we first opened in October 2020, we were open till 6. And from 2 to 6, it went like nothing. So we're like, does it make sense? And so it doesn't. It didn't make sense at the time. I don't know that it would now. We ended up doing like specialty dinners and that kind of stuff. And so that was fun. People want us to bring those back, which we did like a paella night and a Cuban night. We've done a seafood night. But the Cuban and the paella night are the most popular.
I'd see that.
But it's been a couple years since we've done them, just for staffing reasons and things like that. But, right now we have somebody that comes in and bakes for us from 10 to 6. And so we are utilizing the space in the afternoons and the evenings to bake for the other places that we bake for, or provide pastries for. So there's actually 3 other locations, 3 other businesses that we actually provide pastries for. So, and that's been a great partnership because you don't need the storefront, you don't need the staff to man it because they're doing it, right? So, so that's been a good transition for us actually.
So would you say that not having dinner is more of like, how would I even put that? Like, it just doesn't make sense? Like, okay, so is anybody asking for you to?
Nobody's asking. Nobody's asking. One thing that they are asking, or actually I haven't heard the last few months, was we used to do Monday meals, which was like a meal for 4 people, and it was an entree, a salad, and like a pastry. You could add the pastry, you could add the dessert for 4 people, and it was a to go.
Oh wow!
So you came in, you told us what time between 4 and 6 you're going to be here. We had it ready to go. It was hot. You took it home and you ate.
That sounds like a deal.
We did that during COVID, right? Like that was a way for us to make some additional money, and it went like gangbusters on a lot of. I mean, certain ones were great. We would sell out. Certain ones not so great. Again, there was with the staffing. How many people do we need to staff? I mean, I really had to take the numbers down and say, okay, well, bottom line is we're only making like $200
a day.
Yeah, on a Monday.
Oh,
I mean, after you pay for everything. So then you had to decide, was that enough? You know, and at 200, I'm just throwing a number out there. But I looked at a number and said, does that make sense? It went back to the farmer's market too. Yes, we sold out at the farmer's market. We made 28 dozen cinnamon rolls to take to the farmer's market, and we would sell out. But it was so much work, and physically, like, I'm not young, so I've been in the industry for a long time. So, been in the industry for 30 years, and so I just it was taking a toll on my body, and it was taking me away from here. Which then we decided, my former business partner and I were like, it's taking us away from here. Does that make sense? We really just need to concentrate on things here, make them the best they can be. And so, dinner, we started it, and then we're like, yeah, no. And I think if you have dinner, people expect to have alcohol. Mm-hmm. And then that's a whole nother dynamic that I don't necessarily want to have to worry about. And so it just was never ever a conversation necessarily. I mean, open till 6, but we would just keep the menu that we had. So it wasn't going to be a completely different menu. And I didn't want to deal with the alcohol, to be honest with you.
I wouldn't either.
Yeah. No, thanks. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a beautiful place you have here.
Thank you.
How much would you say it costs to get in here?
With equipment and everything. So it was a former restaurant. So we had the hood system, which is huge. Right now, a brand new hood system is about $60,000. Not even the size that we have. So about 8 feet, I think. Hood systems and your walk-in cooler freezer combos are going to be the most expensive thing probably that you have in a restaurant. And so all in, because we didn't have to pay for the hood system, we spent about $300,000 to build out. Okay. But we took this down to the studs. It was a barbecue place before, and then it was a breakfast place. It was just kind of time. It was good. It was needed for a refresh, and so so that was with build out and all the equipment that we needed.
And did you choose all the designs? Because it feels like...
We did. My former business partner and I did, yeah. Yeah, we had a local company. That was important to us, local artists. So local artists here. Local company did all of our tables. We salvaged a couple tables and then had a friend of ours actually refinish it.
Oh, wow.
We picked out colors. We have some local art. And then we actually have an art wall. So the art wall changes every 3 months. And we have a company or a gallery called On View Gallery. She started during COVID and is a good friend. And so she helps us procure all the artists. And so that's great. That's been a great partnership. So
that's really good.
Yeah.
Well, if there was anybody in your shoes 30 years ago, where would you tell them to start?
30 years ago, when I first started in the industry? Oh, man. I don't know. I mean, I love this area. I love Cedar Rapids, Iowa City. I grew up in Iowa City. It's just a great place. But I think if I had to do it over again, I would say travel and get as much experience as you possibly can. Mm-hmm. So the first time I traveled internationally with students, I got the travel bug immediately. And Japan, and I've been to France with students, Cuba with students. So we've been a lot of places. And then with my husband, he likes to travel too. And so we go, and I would tell people to go out, get as much experience as you can, travel, and then start, and then come back. You can always come back to home, right? Yeah. So that's what I would recommend.
That's really good. Well, is there a specific day that you would recommend somebody come to Feedwell?
Oh, geez. I mean, Tuesdays tend to be slower for us. Weekends are crazy busy. I say just if you want to come early. But we also have great lunch items. So if don't have a sweet tooth and you want to try one of our great sandwiches or salads, that's what I would suggest. Yeah.
Well, you guys heard her here. If you guys want a great salad or a great sandwich, come see her here at Feedwell CR. Thank you very much, and this was On the Line.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah, let's go. Let's go.